Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. Stand up for your country. Did you stay up for the president's speech? I did, and then I actually watched Governor Huckabee Sanders' rebuttal. We'll talk about both, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Number one, President Biden had good energy. He did not look befuddled last night. All right, he read the speech in a crisp way. Standard issue, predictable Democratic speech. Corporations are evil, guns are evil, more abortion, please, higher taxes for the rich, government control of everything, standard issue, left-wing political speech. And Mr. Biden believes all of that, apparently, and he didn't really delve out of that. That's his comfort zone. Speech lasted an hour, 12 minutes. I did not learn one thing, not one thing. And that really torques me off. If I'm going to sit there for 72 minutes, I want to learn something. But it was just a standard issue. Now, the strongest part of Biden's speech was his desire to bring down prescription drug prices. That is a vital issue. And he mentioned insulin, so I had my producers immediately investigate the insulin thing. And what he said is true, that insulin prices over the past 20 years are up 1,200%. And people who have diabetes are getting hosed. And in drugs in general, the seniors, they want to cap Medicare copays at $2,000. I think that's a little low. But the Republican Party should get on board with this, because we are, as American citizens, paying far too much for drugs we need to live. Now, I know that the American pharmaceutical companies develop the drugs, and that costs billions of dollars to do that. I am aware. I don't demonize big pharma as Biden did. I don't think that's right. But surely there is a compromise, and again, the Republican Party should get on board with this. It's a big issue. The weakest part of Mr. Biden's speech was the continuing deceptions. So I'm going to run in a couple of sound bites and prove to you what the president is saying is not true. Number one is the deficit go.
In the last 2 years, my administration has cut the deficit by more than $1.7 trillion, the largest deficit reduction in American history. Under the previous administration, the American deficit went up 4 years in a row. Because those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt in any 4 years than my predecessor.
That's a distortion. So in 2021, because of the COVID direct payments by the federal government, the federal deficit ballooned to 2.8. Those payments stopped by law. Biden had nothing to do with that. Okay? And so the deficit fell to 1.4 trillion. It's still a colossal number. In fact, Biden is the biggest spending president in history by far. His administration is committed to spend right now 6.3 trillion, and he wants to spend more. Nobody else is even close. Trump or Obama, nobody else is even close to that number. Of course, Biden wouldn't tell you that, but that is the truth. Now, in Trump's second year before COVID hit, the deficit was $779 billion. Okay, so Biden blaming Trump is insane. It's so dishonest. That's number one. Okay, number two is the economy in general. So, according to every poll, and we're going to give you a new one today in a little while, Americans are suffering economically. Every single poll. But Joe doesn't see it that way. Go.
2 years ago, the economy was reeling. I stand here tonight after we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs. More jobs created in 2 years than any president's created in 4 years because of you all.
It's baloney. Starts at the COVID, government shutdown with COVID, when all those jobs left the building, and then when COVID subsided, those jobs came back. Had nothing to do with him. Now, to be fair, a 3.5% unemployment rate, which is what it is under Biden, is good. Trump had it twice. Very good. That's the only thing keeping this country from going into a severe recession, by the way, is that people have jobs and they continue to spend money. But Biden goes, oh, I created the jobs. It's just such a fantasy. But again, he believes all this. He does. I'm convinced of it. Now, this was almost the most outrageous thing he said. I mean, it's debatable, but boy, when I heard this, steam came out of my ears. Roll it.
Fentanyl is killing more than 70,000 Americans a year. Big, you got it. So let's launch a major surge to stop fentanyl production and the sale and trafficking, with more drug detection machines, inspection cargo, stop pills and powder at the border.
It's just so much. It's insulting. 2 years we've had an open border. 2 years. Biden's done nothing about the importation of narcotics from Mexico. Nothing. We have record-breaking amounts of illegal drugs crossing the southern border. Who makes fentanyl? China. And he says, well, let's launch a major surge and stop the sale and trafficking. Okay, you're not going to do anything. China's making it, sends it to the cartels in Mexico. They put it in pill form, and then they throw it up through the open border to it. It's so insulting. Now, I don't subscribe to people yelling at the president during the State of the Union address. I know some of you do. I do not. Okay? There's a decorum. And the people who are obviously opposing him on this, and I'm one of them, will have our say after he finishes. So I don't like this yelling liar business, and I don't like it. I don't think it's productive to do that. Now, very few people pick this up because I've been doing interviews on radio and TV all day. There was a terrible cheap shot in this speech at the end when the President of the United States equated the maniac who broke into the Pelosi home in San Francisco with January 6th and Trump. That was beneath the office of the presidency to do that. The cheapest of cheap shots. Okay? And again, it tells you about the character of the man. Didn't need to do that. Okay? But he can't help himself because he lives in a delusional world. Although that one, I'm laying 100% on him. The president did not say anything about the 6 million foreign nationals that crossed into the USA on his watch in 2 years. Didn't say a word about them. Not a word. Okay? He wants comprehensive immigration reform. That's amnesty. He knows Republicans are never going to vote for amnesty for 20 million illegal aliens. He knows it. Everybody knows it. So he doesn't really want it, but he's done nothing to secure the border. Violent crime. Nothing about violent crime. Listen to this. Okay, this comes from the FBI. So in 2021, there were 7 murders per 100,000 people in the USA. In 2018, 5 murders. That means the murder rate in this country is up 36%. Okay, on mostly Biden's watch. And if you follow the news at all, you know the catastrophes in New York City, Chicago, LA, San Francisco. You know them. It's a violent urban environment. He didn't mention it. Doesn't mention it. What he mentioned was gun crimes. Like the guns kind of just walk out onto the street and shoot themselves. Not the drug gang armed with gun crimes. No. So again, I mean, you have a president who knows people believe what they want to believe. And facts don't matter anymore. That's what really gets me. The American people do not demand facts anymore before making up their minds. They just believe what they want to believe. The worst dereliction in that speech last night was that Biden didn't even mention the suffering of the American people because of inflation. He didn't even mention it. And people are suffering. One study has 75% of the American people living paycheck to paycheck. If you're doing that, you have no freedom. None. You're not free. I mean, I have a column posted on BillO'Reilly.com that tells you if you lose your job and you go insolvent, you're not free. But I didn't even mention it. That under his watch, inflation just blew. And then when he does mention it in other forms, he blames Trump. And Trump left office at 1.4% inflation. It's a total lie. So I could go on and on and on and on, but you get the picture. And this is not ideological. It's not party. It's basically, is this man running the country well? And the answer is no. But he thinks he is. It's not like Carter. Jimmy Carter knew that his whole administration was tottering. Biden doesn't know that. He thinks he's doing a great, great job. Okay? And now I'm going to give you the last soundbite from Joe. This is what is coming in the election of 2024 and beyond. Go.
Workers have a right to form a union. And let's guarantee all workers have a living wage. Let's make sure working parents can afford to raise a family with sick days, paid family medical leave, affordable child care.
Every worker has a right to a living wage. Let's guarantee it, says President Biden. Well, who's going to make the determination of a living wage? Not going to be the corporations or the small business companies. Not going to be them. Not going to be the worker. Not going to be him or her. It's going to be the federal government. All right? A living wage. That's socialism. That's when the government guarantees what you get in the marketplace. Now, in a nation of 330 million people, in order for that to happen, in order for the federal government to control the economy by guaranteeing wages, medical leave, affordable child care, paid family leave, sick day, everything in the world, federal governments have to confiscate property to do it. They can't afford it on the current tax structure because people are taxed up to here no matter what Biden says. All right? So they're going to have to confiscate in order to make that happen. But the really scary part is he just throws this out. So you're going to see in 24 the Democratic Party, whoever the nominee is, and I don't think it's going to be Biden, but I could be wrong, okay, is they're going to guarantee every worker a living wage. Federal government's going to guarantee it. Not a minimum wage. No. This is going to be across the board. This person does this, they get paid this. This person does that, and the corporation, the company, are going to have any say in it. Boy, is that going to hurt the economy. Oh, and that's socialism. Now, I'm going to be on News Nation, a cable network tonight, talking about all this with people, I guess, like Joe Biden. So that should be interesting. 8 o'clock, program starts, Cuomo program. I don't know what time I'm going to be on, but that'll be worth watching, I think. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So, you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. All right, let's go to the mail. Matt Riemann, Landenberg, Pennsylvania. We'd all like to blame Biden for inflation, but doesn't Trump take some responsibility because he signed the $2.3 trillion COVID relief package? It's true, but he had to. And that package wasn't enough to ignite inflation. All right, remember when he left, it was 1.4. That package was signed before, well before. So I wouldn't be blaming Trump there. Michael Viadro, Sunnyside, New York. The United States doesn't have to inform and demand an explanation from the Chinese government regarding the balloon. Violating prohibited airspace established for national security may result in military intervention. Okay, but do you really want to ignite? You know, you ask them for an explanation. Got to be sane here. I wouldn't let China push the USA around if I were president, but I would do it very deliberately. Charles Lloyd, Omaha, Nebraska. I disagree with your assertion, O'Reilly. Whether it was an intelligent gathering excursion or a possible nefarious delivery system, it was a danger. It also displayed to the world how vulnerable and slow to respond our government has become. Well, I won't argue with that. The response was slow and they tried to cover it up. The Biden administration, no doubt. But again, when you confront a nuclear-armed country, got to be deliberate. Sally Harrington, also Omaha, Nebraska, big audience we have there. Bill, just wondering why there was no talk about Canadians shooting down the balloon. Little Justin Trudeau is not going to shoot down any balloons unless they're at a party for his children. I mean, Canada does not have that kind of grit. Joanne Covington, Richmond, Kentucky. Trump needs the independents to win. That's not going to happen. As a 73-year-old, I can overlook his personality. My friends cannot. They will not vote for him. That's his deficit. Trump ran the country well, but his deficit is his personality, no doubt about it. Susan Clemens, Calione, Swanee, Georgia. Hey, Bill, I listened to one of your listeners' questions yesterday about who spoke that no one knows about Hunter Biden scandals. The letter writer said nobody knows about it. And you responded, everybody knows. I say, so what? Nothing will happen. I don't know if nothing will happen. I mean, I don't know if we want to do that. Republicans are going to go after the Hunter Biden thing. Let's see. Jolene, concierge member. Jolene has direct access to me. Bill, you couldn't be more correct on America's oblivious mental state. My 69-year-old sister-in-law lives in California, and she lives paycheck to paycheck. She still loves Biden. Okay. You know, what's the old cliche? You can lead the horse to water. There you go. Kathleen, concierge member. Thank you, Kathleen. Though you talked about the daily meetings news organizations have at 8 a.m., now can you explain the notation every day on the president's schedule, in-town pool? In-town pool is there's one photographer that shoots the White House briefings, and that photographer has to be in place at that time. That's the in-town pool for photographers. Bob Wise, Sandwich, Illinois. Bill, longtime fan, but I have a complaint. I'm working through your killing books, which are fantastic, but I have trouble reading books from other authors now. They all seem boring. I know, I have the same problem. I mean, I get 10, 15 books a week, and I I got to select the ones I want to read, but if you don't get me in the first 20 pages, I'm done. It's not fair, but you're right. The killing books just fly by. James Donato, Patchogue, New York. Are there any plans to put your books on audio? All of the books are on audio, James. You know, go to BillO'Reilly.com, order any of the book. We got the audios. Amazon's got them. Barnes & Noble got them. Every book is on audio. Okay. I'm going to give you a tout in the final thought, which you're going to want to hear. Word of the day, do not be pollrumptious. New word, pollrumptious. 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 I had to look it up. I didn't know what it meant. Final thought in a moment. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. I want to tell you about GhostBed. GhostBed has been designing high-quality sleep products for more than 2 decades with more than 50,000 positive customer reviews. Wow. GhostBed has luxury mattresses and premium sheets that get softer with every wash. Their mattresses have a cooling feature. Each is made with their signature Ghost Ice fabric, perfect for hot sleepers. Get fast and free shipping, plus a 101-night sleep trial with free returns. Trying their mattress is truly risk-free. So please go online, take their quiz to find out the ideal mattress for your sleeping style. Get 30% off GhostBed mattresses plus 2 free luxury pillows, or get 40% off when you bundle a mattress with their award-winning adjustable base. Use promo code BILL at ghostbed.com/bill to take advantage of this fabulous offer. That's ghostbed.com/bill, promo code BILL. All right, here is the final thought of the day. If you listen to Governor Huckabee Sanders' speech and you contrast it to President Biden's speech, it looks to me there are 2 teams now in America. There's Team Normal and Team Crazy. I really think the far left is crazy. I really do. They're damaging this country. And they don't care. And Biden doesn't even think he's damaging the country. So we are going to market Team Normal gear. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. Hat, polo, bumper sticker. Team Normal, it will say. And we'd like you to pre-order whatever you want. You don't have to pay on the pre-order. Just give us your information, your email, whatever it may be. Go to BillO'Reilly.com, that's into the store, so we can tell our vendors all in America how many to make on the first run. They're going to sell out. This is going to be big. Okay? Again, Team Normal, hat, shirts, and you know our gear. Best quality gear you can get. It's not cheap stuff. And bumper sticker. Now, if you don't want it when we have it for you, you don't have to buy it. It's not a money-back guarantee because you don't have to pay us until the stuff comes in. And then when we contact you, if you've changed your mind, it's fine. That's fine. So this is a great deal if you want to get on Team Normal, which I'm on Team Normal. All right. Now, some people would dispute that. I got probably a long list, but I am on Team Normal. I think you are too. Now, there are a few crazies that watch and listen to us. I'm not making Team Crazy stuff, by the way. MSNBC can do that. I'm not doing that. We are Team Normal. And so we're going to have a lot of fun in the spring and summer with all this gear, and you're going to see it everywhere. We're going to get it out there all over the place, all right? BillO'Reilly.com, store, Team Normal gear. Thank you for watching and listening to us this evening. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bill O'Reilly here for Lone Star Transfer. Many timeshare owners are upset that their yearly dues continue to increase, and the annual fees never stop, even after you quit using the property. So if you are stuck in a timeshare, you're not alone. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and hundreds of 5-star testimonials, family-owned Lone Star Transfer is the only company you can trust, guaranteeing the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Lone Star Transfer's customer service is second to none. They will make your experience a pleasant one, done legally, ethically, and quickly. They have 15 years of experience in the timeshare disposal business and are here to help you. So start the new year off right with a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 855-551-7066 or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. 855-551-7066. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.